Good evening. Okay, continuation po tayo sa tongue diagnosis may DC coating texture. Okay, the normal coating texture should be like the hairs of a very fine brush in Western medicine, corresponding to the filiform papillae. The individual hairs, yung filiform papillae, should be clearly seen and they should not be too dry or too wet. Yung pathological texture of the coating, make it sticky, slippery, or moldy. First, we have the sticky coating. It is also called greasy, which is the coating has an oily but coarse appearance. And the individual papillae can still be seen. So nakikita pa rin yung papillae ng tongue. To visualize a sticky coating, one can use the analogy of a toothbrush of a very fine natural hairs spread with butter or lard. So para siyang toothbrush na nalagyan ng butter or lard. The toothbrush will appear very greasy but the individual hairs can still be seen. So kahit meron po siyang butter, nakikita pa rin yung individual hair. Thus, although the sticky coating is greasy and oily, it may also be, in addition, dry. So ito po, in addition, dry po siya tingnan. This may seem a contradiction, but it is not. The use of the same analogy, we can think of a toothbrush with very fine hairs that has been spread with butter and left for several days. So para siyang hair or fine hair na nilagyan ng butter and hinayaan lang po hanggang ito'y parang natuyo. After that time, it will still have a greasy appearance, but it will be dry. Thus, we should not identify stickiness of the tongue coating with wetness. So magkaiba po yung being sticky and being wet naman. The sticky coating indicates either dampness or meron siyang phlegm, especially the latter. So more related yung having a sticky tongue coating sa phlegm. The sticky coating is extremely common. So here, an example ng sticky coating. Kung observe po natin mabuti, ito po yung tongue picture niya. Okay? Sa viscosity, this refers to the stickiness and turbidity of the tongue coating. A normal healthy tongue has a fine coating with a grainy appearance, described as a clean coating. Yung clinical significance, examining the viscosity of the tongue coating can help one identify which pathogenic factors are causing turbidity as well as assess the condition of the fluid metabolism. So, kailangan po natin tingnan yung viscosity ng tongue coating. This will help us assess the condition ng fluid. Sa pathophysiology of the tongue coating viscosity, the tongue coating is engendered by the upward flow of the stomach steaming of spleen dampness turbidity. So sa mga previous discussion natin, yung stomach steam ng spleen dampness, umaangat po siya and yun po yung turbidity. The viscosity of the tongue coating reflects the amount of the turbidity. When there is dampness, yung phlegm, water, or food stagnation and accumulation, the stomach chi will produce excessive amount of turbidity that steam upward and result in a greasy or moldy tongue coating. So yun po yung gawa ng stomach chi, nagkaroon ng excessive amount ng turbidity and ito po yung nag-steam upward and yun po yung nakikita natin sa tongue as greasy or moldy na tongue coating. Second, we have the slippery coating. The slippery coating has a greasy look. So, greasy look po yun, slippery. It is characterized by the fact that individual papillae cannot be easily distinguished because they seem to be covered by an oily fluid. So, pag slippery naman, hindi mo ma-distinguish yung individual papillae dahil po sa oily appearance. To compare the slippery coating to the sticky coating, the former is oilier. So kumpara po dun sa sticky and slippery, yung slippery coating is more oilier. And the individual papillae cannot be distinguished, whereas the latter is coarser. So mas oilier siya and nadidistinguish ang individual papillae sa slippery coating kumpara po dun sa sticky. Okay? And the individual papillae can be distinguished. So yun. The slippery coating, like the sticky coating, indicates dampness or phlegm. So pwede po dampness or phlegm, but predominantly sa dampness. So tandaan po natin pag slippery coating, more on dampness, while yung sticky, as the word suggests, related po siya more on phlegm naman. Pag the third type, which is the mouldy coating, looks thick, patchy, and crumbly. Sa Chinese book describes it as a tofu. To use a Western analogy, it could be described as a cottage cheese. The mouldy coating also looks greasy. So greasy din po ang appearance, and by definition, without root. So ito po yung coating na without root. The mouldy coating also indicates dampness or phlegm, but against a background of stomachache deficiency with empty heat. So ito rin po isa sa mga coating na related sa dampness and phlegm. Ang kaibahan lang ay meron siyang stomachache deficiency with empty heat. Empty heat plays a role in the formation of phlegm, indicated by the mouldy coating in evaporating the fluids. The mouldy coating is seen only in the elderly. So ito po mas na-observe natin sa mga elderly patient, mouldy coating, okay? So we have here a table or illustration. Ang stomach chi nag-steam upward and nadadala po yung turbidity pag normal amount. So we could observe that there is a thin, clean coating. Pag meron namang dampness, phlegm, or food stagnation, or water retention, there could be an excessive amount of turbidity that steams up. So paakyat, and ma-observe natin sa tongue na meron siyang greasy coating or moldy coating. Okay po? So another table here, comparison ng moldy coating and greasy coating. Ang moldy coating is thick and patchy with coarse granules. Sa ibang text, this coating is a bean curd, tofu, or cottage cheese. While sa greasy coating, sticky and made of fine particles that are thicker in the middle and thinner on the margins, like a greasy, fat, or peanut butter siya. Okay? Sa indication, yung moldy coating is for makikita sa food stagnation or mayroong phlegm or mayroong internal abscess. While ang greasy coating, makikita siya sa patient na may dampness, may phlegm, or may food stagnation. Sa adherence, yung moldy coating is easily wiped or scrape off. Madali siya matanggal. While a greasy coating, difficult to wipe or scrape off. Sa pathogenesis, yung moldy coating, there is an excessive young heat steams the turbid. Then the putrid chi rises to the tongue surface. While ang pathogenesis ng greasy coating, there is an excess pathogenic factor, obstruct the yang qi, followed by stagnation of dampness on the tongue. So ang remark, the moldy and greasy coating can appear simultaneously. So this both coating could appear simultaneously on the tongue of a patient. Another table, comparison po ng moist, glossy, and greasy. Sa wetness, yung moist tongue, it is likely na presence of wetness, while sa glossy naman is 3 times likely magkakaroon ng wetness, and sa greasy tongue, 2 times likely na may presence of wetness. Sa viscosity, it is unlikely na maging viscous yung moist, while sa glossy, it is likely to have a viscosity, and sa greasy, it is twice likely na viscous po yung tongue coating. Sa turbidity naman, yung moist, unlikely magkaroon ng turbidity, while yung glossy, likely siya magkaroon ng turbidity, and yung greasy is 3 times likely turbid. And sa thickness, yung moist, it may or may not be present, while sa glossy, yung thickness likely present, and sa greasy, it is unlikely thick yung coating. Sa indication, yung moist, there is a sufficient body fluids, while sa glossy, this is indicated for dampness or for cold, while ang greasy, it is indicated or presence of phlegm or there is a food stagnation. Okay po? So here, another comparison ng sticky, slippery, and moldy tongue coating. First, sa sticky tongue coating, there is thicker in the center. So sa gitna po, observe po natin yung tongue picture. And this one is slippery but rougher than the slippery. Mas rough po siya, as if covered in oily fluid which adheres firmly. The papillae can be seen. Mas na-observe po yung papillae and cannot be scraped off. So ito yung sticky as predominantly can be observed sa phlegm condition. Okay? While the slippery naman, as described ko kanina, this is more likely can be observed sa dampness. As we observe sa picture, it is thicker in the center, oily po siya tingnan and smooth kumpara dito po sa kabila, which is rough, as if covered in oily fluid which slips. Okay? Yung papillae seems to be hidden, hindi siya masyado or hindi siya makita, and this one cannot be scraped off. And ito ang pangatlo, yung mouldy tongue coating. This is thick and patchy. Pag inobserve natin mabuti, crumbly like tufo. Ito naman is without coating. So without coating, this could be easily scraped off. Okay? Sa distribution, under normal circumstances, there is a thin white coating distributed evenly over the tongue surface, with the center and rear position being slightly thicker. So mas makapal po yung center, and towards the back of the tongue, mas thicker. Sa even coating at tongue coating that completely covers the tongue body. Sa uneven coating, it is also called a partial coating. It covers only certain localized areas of the tongue surface, such as the anterior, posterior, yung left, right, central, or peripheral areas. Sa clinical significance, examination of the distribution of the tongue coating helps one identify the location and depth of the disease. So, ito po nakakatulong sa atin na ma-localize natin yung which organ or ang affected and how deep na po yung disease condition. Sa pathophysiology of the tongue coating distribution, different parts of the tongue reflect the health of different organs. So yun po yung inaalam natin. When pathogens are widespread or when dampness obstruct the middle burner, the tongue coating will be distributed evenly and will completely cover the tongue surface. So pag may dampness, mas even and completely distributed po siya. When pathogen attack only certain parts of the body or when only certain organs undergo pathological change, there may be uneven distribution of tongue coating which appears only on those areas of the tongue associated with the affected organ. So kumpara po sa dampness which is evenly distributed, kung ang pathogen nag-attack lang ng certain organ or body parts, yun din po yung ma-observe natin na there is a specific area na may changes po yung coating. Okay po. So we have here yung stomach chi engine. Pag sufficient po siya, there is an even distribution. And also, pag may damp obstruction in the middle burner, as described ko kanina, yung dampness present, there could also be an even distribution. Sa pathogenic factor na nag-enter sa body, disturbing the sample functions, there could be an even coating distribution. Okay po? So here, another table, uneven distribution of coating. So first, there is the front half. Ang description, coating is found on parts of the tongue and absent elsewhere. So this one is present only on the front half, yung half ng tongue ang sa unahan, which indicates that there is a pathogenic factor entering the interior but not yet deep, or the stomach chi, or merong stomach chi deficiency. So from exterior, pumapasok po yung pathogenic factor. So ma-observe po natin yung tongue coating sa front half. While the rear half naman, yung likod ng tongue, mild exopathogenic factor invading the stomach dysfunction. So yun po yung indication. Pag one side naman yung may tongue coating, this indicates that the pathogenic factor in the Xiaoyang or the liver and the gallbladder ang affected. Okay po? Pag absent in the center, yung tongue coating, there could be a stomach chi or kidney yin deficiency, or deficiency of yin, or sa essence, chi, and blood. Okay? Ito po yung ma-observe natin once there is an absent coating in the center. Sa pathogenesis, different portion of the tongue reflects the function of different organs. When damp turbidity arises from the spleen and stomach, the distribution of the coating will reflect the location of any pathogenic factor or processes. So, ibig sabihin, nabubuo or nag-start po yung pagkakaroon ng tongue coating from the stomach and spleen, yung damp turbidity umaakyat, and kung there is a pathogenic factor or processes, yung specific area na affected na may pathogen, dun po malulocate yung changes ng tongue coating. So this one starts with the spleen and stomach damp turbidity, tumaas, and ma-observe natin sa tongue on a specific area which has affectation. Okay? So we have another table here, yung tongue coating sa observation. Pag thin, white, rooted, normal ang moistness. So there, this indicates that this tongue coating is normal. Pag rootless coating, ibig sabihin, stomach chi deficiency or yin deficiency. Pag meron naman white, thin, and slippery, there could be a presence of damp cold disrupting the weight chi. So pag may thick, white, and slippery naman, this indicates that there is an internal damp cold or presence of food stagnation of short duration. So ito po yung pag white, thin, slippery, external, pag nag-tika na po yung white and slippery, internal na po siya, damp cold. Okay? Next, pag thick white naman, this also the same, may food stagnation or excess cold. Pag dry white, cold that is in the process of transforming into heat, fluids are being injured. So tandaan po natin, ang white is related to having a cold condition. However, pag na-observe natin yung white coating na dry, nag-start na po mag-transform ang cold into heat and the fluids are affected. Okay? Pag greasy white naman, there is internal dampness or external cold or dampness, or there could be a presence of spleen-yang deficiency. Pag dry yellow, there could be an internal heat is starting to damage skin. Pag thin yellow, ibig sabihin wind heat or external pa po kasi nga manipis. However, pag nag-thick yellow na po, ibig sabihin there is food stagnation turning into heat or excess heat or mas pumasok na po internally yung heat condition. Pag greasy yellow, internal damp heat or phlegm heat. Yellow stripes on the sides of the tongue and the rest of the coating is white. Ibig sabihin, there is an exterior pathogen invading inwards and there could be a heat in the stomach and intestine. Pag dark yellow stripes on the side of the tongue and the rest of the coating is yellow, there could be a heat in the liver and gallbladder. So yung po dark yellow stripes sa side ng tongue, which is the area of the liver and gallbladder, indicating that there is heat po. Okay? Sa pag yellow on one side and white on the other, this indicates that there is heat in the liver and gallbladder or yung Xiaoyang syndrome. Pag damp gray, black, brown, there could be a presence of cold damp. While pag dry, gray, black, and brown, extreme heat. So ang kaibahan po dito, yung dampness, meaning may parang moistness or yin pa na characteristic itong gray, black, brown. So there is a presence of cold. While having a characteristic of being dry, yung gray, black, and brown, ibig sabihin there is a presence of extreme heat. Next, yung moldy naman, this indicates that there is a presence of stomach fire or toxic fire. Pag no coating, ibig sabihin there is a yin deficiency. Pag dry coating, ibig sabihin there is heat, blood deficiency, or yin deficiency. So ibig sabihin, mainit and nawala po yung or na-injured po yung fluids. Pag wet tongue naman, this could indicate that there is a yang deficiency or there is a presence of cold. Okay? Memorize po natin itong table. Okay, thank you po for your attention.